Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Rich from Rich Micro Tooling Technologies, and I just want to hope everyone's been safe out there with this COVID shit that's been going on. Torn and twisted about this. Sometimes I believe it, sometimes I don't. Skeptical? Yeah, maybe. We'll get through this. We always have. Been a couple of things that I've been adding to the shop. There haven't been many jobs, at least for me, so been trying to keep busy a little bit, at the house and in the shop. A couple of new additions have gone pretty good. Hold on, here's one of them. A Sure Shot. Beautiful piece of machinery right here. Man, I love this thing. It is just, it's great. I table on my mill, the ways. Everything gets lubricated in. That's right. It's Sure Shot. Okay, well that's one of them. The other is I put in some more lighting. This is the original lighting. One back here is original lighting. I have 3 more strands that I put down on the other end of the shop. And really brightens things up. I don't have it on now. Another addition, I'll get this for you too. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. We'll use this one. Okay, this might be a little bit dusty, but this is one of my new acquisitions. How about that, huh? Yeah, I finally pulled the pin, and I decided to switch. I went with the DJI OSMO action camera. I just could not get battery life out of my GoPro. My GoPro, I believe, was a Hero 4, one of the newer ones of that series. And as I'm talking to you from the start of the video till right now, the damn thing would be running out of gas. I mean, it wouldn't have nothing left on battery life. Be in the middle of a shot, and then all of a sudden I'd have to stop, change the battery, so on and so forth. My other second really big thing third really, that I wanted to do is I did a poor man's DRO on my Grizzly mini mill drill. I don't know how much you know about these mill drills, but the Z-axis is actually going to be your spindle. And you have a dial, graduated dial on the spindle handle, which is accurate probably up to about maybe an inch. Then once you roll past that inch, you lose a thousandths every 200, maybe something like that. I was just disappointed. So what I did before is I hooked up a dial indicator off of my mill, and then I just ran a step outward, and then that dial indicator. It was I believe that was just a 1-inch travel. Could have been 2-inch, but I think it was 1-inch. I know I have a 2-inch travel on my table, and I have a 1-inch travel on, let's see, so that would be X, Y, 2-inch on both. So that's what I did. So I just sort of wanted to just show, you, and trust me, there's a million videos out there. You probably have stopped watching from here on in. But I just wanted to show you how I did it for my mill. It works for me. It works for my operation. It works for my enterprise. I did run a test. We're not gonna go through that. There's plenty of videos that you can go out there and you can see how they did it. This thing was dead nuts accurate, and I'm gonna say within a thousandths of the 4.5 to 5-inch travel that I get out of the Z-axis, which for me is all right. I never bore that deep of a hole. It'll be fine for what I need. So without further ado, I'm gonna spin you around, and we're gonna take a look at my operation, the way I did it. Again, if you care to really want to see it, pretty cool. Once you get it on, if you have a mill like mine or another mill, you're going to find out that You know what? You don't have to go out and spend $300, $400 for a DRO on your mini mill late or mini mill drill Z-axis. Okay, let's go. Okay, here we go. There it is right there. Pittsburgh, right? Yeah, how about that? Well, let's just give you a little representation of what it is there. Let's use my fat fingers there. 6-inch digital caliper. Pittsburgh, Harbor Freight. All right, very simple. Turn it on. We're at 2 inches. We're going to zero that out. Just a little bit here. Let's see if we can get to 750. 751. Close enough. All right. Relatively simple. I drilled and tapped one hole on the machine. That's on the lower part here. Not really sure what that would be. Name of that part. But it holds up the old depth indicator, which was the double nut and positive stop. Nice if you're drilling through and you don't want to blow through your vise, or you just don't want to go into something else. That's great for that. But if you're making precision type of cuts, not good for this back here. Graduated dial sits behind here. Here's like it's a laser etch on it. Okay, so I don't know, quite possibly it's, like I said, it was close. Not close enough for what I wanted. I decided, I watched other people and how they did it, and they were taken in and for your inside dimensions, right? So you had the 2 points sticking out. I just lopped mine right off. This doesn't work on here, or it takes a shit. It's in the fucking garbage. I'm not playing around. I'll probably just go pick up another one and do the same damn thing what I just did. So only one drilled and tapped hole here. I used the additional screw hole, which holds the plate on for your speed control. And then I drilled through these 2 outside jaws. One of them was hard, the other was soft. So if I'm not mistaken, this was the harder of the 2 jaws. I had to go in with a carbide drill to get through this one, and a regular high speed through this one here. I didn't worry about taking off the friction thimble or anything like that. It's just what it is what it is. I think you might be out of frame, but let me see if I can pull you up here. Okay, so real close to the shroud for the pulleys and belt. Not 100% sure. I just may end up locating where that is and just plugging a hole up there, just enough for that clearance. But I don't even think it really matters. So I did a standoff behind here, and the standoff it was at an angle. It was draft angle probably when they were taking and casting the part. I really don't know what the name of that is. I probably should have checked that before I did the video. If you're interested, look it up. Okay, so I'm going to swing you around here in a minute. We're going to look at the side and how it looks looking from the back of the DRO. All right, I'll bring you right back. Okay, so come to find out, I did sort of get an idea what this is. This is a quill stop. Okay, so the 2 nuts here prevent you from going too far down, because this being a cheap mill, like with your bridge ports and so on and so forth. You have a graduated nut, shall we say, a micrometer nut, that'll give you that sensitive stopping there. Okay, that's what it came with my mill. Rough at best, yes. But if you can control the distance from the bottom of your vise to the bottom of your tool, then you're able to adjust that up and down. You have no trouble. I did have a little bit of trouble here. Whatever this part is called here, again, I don't know. I didn't research it. I'm just trying to give a video. If you have a mini mill drill like this, be careful. The slot in here, I don't know if it's rough or if it's so shallow, but what happened to me is that this whole bottom part was just spinning back and forth. I mean, and it would turn the whole spindle back and forth, or quill, spindle, or I guess the spindle's inside, I don't know, but whichever. And this was in my chip tray. Okay, so this is the original screw. I don't know if you can see that shine on there. There's just a gleam to it. Those two flats are from riding up and down in the slot, both fore and aft. So the only thing that I could do, I grabbed a hardened screw or bolt, and I turned the diameter down on this to a specific diameter. I can't remember what it was, but I put Joe blocks inside of the slot, and I got it so that it was just about dead nuts. So you have to be able to move it up and down, but you don't want from this to be floating on you, because that's not going to give you, it's going to keep on pulling your DRO, shall we say, back and forth. So I'm wondering if maybe I should have made that out of, like, say, a bronze, like a silicon bronze or something. Basically, right, all I have is I mimic this screw minus the flats, and it tightened that son of a bitch right up. So that worked for me. Okay, another story. Here's the standoff that I made. The draft angle goes this way, right? So I did the appropriate angle on my standoff, and I made this flat so that it matched this surface here of the casting. So once I established with the 1/8 inch here, it's sort of in back of that. You could just, from in front, you saw it. But from this 1/8 inch right here to here, this was the gap that I had to cover. So I took and I turned that, I cut the angle on it, put it up there, and it worked well. The plate I want to paint. I want to sort of make it look like this hammered paint color. I'll probably get with Grizzly, because I want to take and there's a couple of areas here that I want to touch up. There's Bondo in on this thing too, but you know what? That's what you get when you get the Chinese cheap mills. I don't know how long the battery's going to last. We're going to find out. This was the one that came with, the battery came with this. So I think it's an LR44. So I think when this one blows out, or when it dies, shall we say, I'm going to put like an Everready in there, or a bigger name brand. See if I get any more length of time out of it, any more battery life. But that's all it was. And this little cheap poor man's DRO for my Z-axis ran me about $12 or $14, and then whatever I paid, I had a $20 coupon on it, or 20% off coupon. That's what was even less. Good enough for what I wanted. All right, YouTube. Thank you. Okay, well, that's all I got for you right now. Like I said, it's been sort of slow in my shop. I hope others are faring better than what I am right now. It's not that I need the money. It's more of a hobby for me. I still have my daytime job. I suffered nothing from the COVID or loss of work. So I hope that keeps going. The shop is more make a little extra money, hobby, keep my machining skills going. All right, YouTube. Well, be safe. And just remember, when it all comes down to it, we all only have each other, okay? So please be safe Please comment, subscribe. I return all comments. You have a good day. Thank you.